Now we're on to the oh my god, I've met the love of my life moment. That's where the two people see each other and it's kind of like they kind of recognize each other, but then they're like trying to figure out what it is that's happening at the same time. It's like kind of familiar, but then confused. So it's like this. We'll do the side looking at each other, and then I'll do it to the camera also. Okay, here we go. Now I'll do it to the camera, as if you are the person that I'm falling in love with. Okay, here we go. I'll just look up from doing something else in my work busy life, maybe, and I go. And then there's like music, like a ding, like bells or something, and then I guess it's like future wedding bells or whatever you would call that. And then we are on to the one purpose friend, who this could be a girl or a guy. It's sometimes a girl and a guy at the same time. The guy on the guy's side and the girl on the girl's side, sometimes simultaneously, and they're flipping back and forth by the girl saying the kind of same thing that the other guy is telling the other guy at the same time. So that goes something like this. And then, ooh, can you hand me Punicorn? I left Punicorn over there. Punicorn back from her Pooh Summit that she has not been with us, but now she is back with us. How was the Pooh Summit, just outside of the story for a second, Punicorn?
It was great.
What'd you guys do at the Pooh Summit?
Talked about Pooh.
All right. Okay, so now back into the story. So Punicorn is the one purpose friend who her sole purpose is just to, like, she doesn't even have her own life. Her whole sole purpose is just to be there. Like when she goes home, like maybe she just listens to tapes of the girl talking about the guy that she's so into and figures out what she's going to say and has that main line that she says where later on in the movie at some point this girl or one purpose girlfriend or one purpose guy friend of the guys will then go and say at some point later on in the movie when the crap has hit the fan and she'll go,
well, it's just I've never seen you happier with anybody else.
And then they like think about what they said and they're like, oh my god, she's so right, and all this stuff like that. And then they have like the montage where they look at stuff that reminds them of the guy or the girl, and this goes on for maybe like that's like 3/4 away into the movie. And then next, the N in Swoonfall is now for the night before Christmas. This is an optional thing that doesn't always appear in the movie, but a lot of times it does, where somebody at some point will read the night before Christmas to either kids or something so that the other person like sees them, happens upon them reading it, and they're like, oh my god, this person is so sensitive, or I'm so in love with this person, because they read the night before Christmas to kids. All right, so then the next part is, F. We are up to F in Swoonfall. This is the point where the girl is now hanging out with the guy who's not work obsessed and is supposed to be the good guy, we shall say. And they're hanging out, and they're happening upon various hijinks, like picking out trees or something. And they're walking along, and something happens, and then they do the almost fall, and then they do the fall and then almost kiss, and then they don't, but they fall on top of each other and they almost kiss. So like this, okay. Oh my gosh, it's so fun picking out trees with you. I just never had to. Whoa. And then there's laughing like and then they don't kiss. And then something like somebody comes in, or the guy comes out with their tree or whatever, and then of course afterwards they're just thinking about that moment, like, oh my gosh, we almost kissed and it was almost great and all this stuff. Okay, now we're about 3/4 away into the movie, and now we have gotten to the A for argument, which is where they get in a big argument about nothing. Usually it's like a misunderstanding, or it's like they thought they were up to no good, but it turned out they weren't really, or it's they think there was somebody else because they happened to like pass by when they were with their like sister or something like that, and then they think they're with somebody else and they're like, oh, and they feel all hurt and they're like, what are you talking about? And then or so let's reenact that real quick with Larry the Smurf, who I've named Larry the Smurf. So let's do the oh my god, you were just with me because you were trying to get fodder for your romance novel. This was all, you were just using me. Or what's another one? Or oh, you were really just gonna go back to your old DJ life and just leave me behind, and you took me to this nice dinner. That's Naughty and Nice. I love that one. Or the one Desperately Seeking Santa, which I also love, with Nate from Legends of Tomorrow and Supergirl from Smallville. And they go, and she thinks that she's actively trying to shut down his family's family-owned pizza place, but she didn't know or something, and then she ends up actually trying to save the spoiler alert or whatever. As you can see, it always turns out in a happy ending. I've never seen one without a happy ending, but maybe there's time for that. Okay, and so then, oh my god, you did all this stuff, flat, and oh my god, oh, I'm so, like, I've only known you for like 3 or 5 days, but this hurt me like real bad. Like, I can't believe you did this. I trusted you after like 3 or 5 days, and then slap, and then, they're mad at each other for however long. Usually like 10-15 minutes of the movie. Okay, now we're back to L, which stands for the last minute declaration. Where at the last minute, I'm leaving for my big job in New York or whatever, and the guy comes in at the last minute in like the rain, and I'm just about to get on the plane, and then he says, oh my god, that was a misunderstanding. I wasn't trying to go back to my old DJ life, or I wasn't trying to write a romance novel using you so that I could make money or whatever. And then they come in, and then it's, and then sometimes they propose even though they've only known each other for, you do the math in your head, and it's like, wait a minute, they've only known each other for like a week or like 5 days or something, and they've developed this strong bond. I'm not saying that doesn't happen in real life, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll get proved wrong sometime. I don't know. So then he comes in and he's like, oh my god. Wait, let me. He's like, oh my god. I just want you back in my life. I was wrong. And I don't want to write that romance novel. It wasn't even about that. And I don't want to sell the library or whatever. I want you to be in my life. That's Christmas Bell, by the way, with Nicholas Gonzalez from Resurrection Boulevard and Haley Duff, the girl, Lizzie McGuire's sister, who also is a star in her own right, especially in these holiday love movies. I can take it in all day. She is also in Naughty and Nice with Tilky Jones, who appeared on Nashville. Okay, so then, like, oh, I need you in my life. It's raining, but that's how much I love you. And then I go, so you didn't really mean to, sell me down the river and all that stuff. You really do care? And then he's like, yes, I just want to be with you. And then the ring. Oh my god. We've only known each other 5 days or to 2 weeks, but you want to marry me? Of course I will. And then, ha ha ha, yes, that's happy tears, and we're almost to the end of the movie. And then the final L is for Let It Snow, which in a holiday love movie, that is like always a thing. And then it's like a surprise. It's like they're taking it back there. Oh, we're getting back together. And and we forgot to do the kiss. Hold on. We will do the old timey kiss, move around a lot, but no tongue kiss. Okay, here we go. Okay, all right, we did it. And I don't know when the last time Larry the Smurf was aired out or cleaned, so I'm gonna have to take care of that after. But and then after that, the last L stands for after we have gotten engaged after like 2 weeks or something. The F is for let it snow. Oh my God, it's snowing! Like they look out a window, or they were in the snow already and then realize it's snowing, or it just starts snowing as they finish the whole thing. And then oh my God, we're gonna be happy forever. And the end. And that is the 9 main elements of a holiday love movie, which I love, and I'm sure maybe you love too, but maybe you can see this and say, you know what, she was right. So remember Swoonfall, the next time you're watching a holiday love, follow these 9 elements and see if I'm right or not. And follow along and cross them off and see if I was right, and maybe leave it in the comments to tell me whether I'm right or not. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to interview Turkaloo, everybody's favorite little blue dinosaur, to tell us about how he celebrates the holidays and his special customs. All right, when we come back, stay tuned. All right.